Hey guys, let's see if this mic is working. Okay, we got a hot mic. Good to know. Twitch wasn't telling me. Twitch be funky. So you early birdies probably guess we're gonna play some zombie stuff, but let's do the warm-up game first and get the stream good and hot. Let's go grab our traditional black-white tokeny warm-up deck, and then we'll get into what we're gonna do for the day. Also just gonna read the room a little, see how you guys are doing, what's on your mind. If anybody's dropping right in with stuff to say and stuff to play. Curious. Curious. Here on the eve before pairings for you tournament players. This is this spike tokens? That's a really good question. It wasn't spike tokens at all. But, it's slowly becoming spike tokens because I never seem to lose with this deck. Salmon, are you taking requests today? Well, I take requests every day. Whoa, streamer on streamer action. I take requests every day, but like a good DJ, I might not play it as soon as you want it. I may make you wait for it. So you're always welcome to tell me what you want to see, and then one day you might be pleasantly surprised when I play it. Electric is here. This is streamer on streamer action, guys. I bet you can see both sides of it if you open a pair of Twitch windows. I see he's streaming right now. This is for real. This is not the warm-up game I expected. This is for pride. It's on. It's going down for real. It's going down for real. Let's see, I believe he's ranked 39 right now, which means we're catching him off a loss. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the messages, Wolfinator, but I'll be checking those after the stream. I will check my DMs later. Neon, I'm not playing a match today, but I just got paired against Electric, who's another dual streamer, and that's what all my hyping is for. Would like to see a new take on tutelage with draw from tomorrow. Of course. There's always people who want more tutelage, aren't there, Salmon? Oh my goodness. Y'all gonna kill me. Y'all gonna kill me. It's like, hey, new cards are here. How about tutelage? It's like, what? Are you crazy? Are you mad, bro? Alright. Let's... How to deal. I'll deal like this. See if he wants to kill my 0-1 for that free revolt. Now, Retreat to Kazandu is an interesting card. Sometimes I do not kill Retreat to Kazandu. But this, I don't know what's going on. So, I think I may just be the beatdown in this matchup, so maybe that's the right play. I don't know. Let's do things. I have a feeling if they're running Retreat, that they have a plan for it. A plan. Neon, you should join iOS for the lulz. You and Mortivore can scrap. Here comes that card. Oh yeah, put cats in my graveyard. Thank you. Thank you for putting cats in my graveyard. Fatal Push. Yay! Fatal Push is a kitty. I'll get it back. So not a great hit. Oh, he hit my Gideon and my... Oh, I was going to draw Anointed Procession. Never mind. He milled me quite effectively. Quite effectively. Alright, let's keep sending in these clowns. There's the block skis. So we're up against some kind of foggy tutelage thing, which makes me the beatdown, which means I should just Get stuff on the battlefield. We already have revolt for the turn, so I guess that means I just cast one of these. Whoa, 3 kitties in my graveyard. Guess I just cast a kitty. Embalm a kitty, or I suppose. And go wide, baby. Fogs will be a problem. There's no doubt. And I did use my unmaking on a retreat, which might have been a mistake if he's going to tutelage me. Anyway, just go ahead and watch this game. Salmon, if you like tutelage, there's a languish. How fun. And that's fine, although it kind of mills me. Let's see what's down there, shall we? I guess nothing I want back too badly. So we'll go up for now, although milling myself might be my undoing. We'll see. This is gonna get interesting. Do I still have regal caracals in here? I don't know. I can't remember these things. And 6 mana does Nissa's Renewal. Life, life, life. Well, I can't slow down the life gain. That's not too surprising. Okay, well that takes out a tutelage and could be very handy. What do I most need to do here? I mean, killing his creatures isn't going to do much, so I need to put creatures on the battlefield. Would I rather have a 2/2 or a pair of 1/1s? I guess a pair of 1/1s, it's a better payoff for the effort. So, go like that. Create. And I guess I'll just keep trying to rebuild these crazy board presences that force him to do things. Don't need you. And I could get in with the vent, or I could bring back the kitties. I guess I can bring back the kitties later. Let's get the beats. Start chunking that life total before this becomes a fog fest. But yeah, we're gonna have a battle. We're opening up with a live one here on stream today, boys and girls. Let's see if we've got another sweeper. Okay, scab. Well, nothing I can interact with that with. Target. Languish. Sure. You gonna languish me again right now? Make more dorks. And kitties. Alright, he's not languishing me yet. What to do with my life? Well, that thing is keeping me from a... Ooh. Hello. I probably won't get a better use for this. It's very unlikely. Well, there are a lot of things to get back. Okay, let's send it up. Make another zombo. Beast is down there now. But I probably will never get a better use for Dusk here than exiling that thing. And send the dorks. Take 5. And we want to do this on our turn, so we get that sweet, sweet revolt action. And I do not need a land, thank you. Keep them tokens coming out. Well, I'm sure we're about to get languished. That's fine. Oh, not yet. Gotta get amuleted. Amulet. We're getting amulet up in here, yo. There's another retreat to Kazandu, but I'm guessing the land is mostly out of the deck. So my new goal is going to be to eliminate threats. Interesting. That's just gonna die. And he's got Languish in hand. So I find that play very strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can deal him 12? That's a lot of damage, of course. His last card, he's got Languish and he might have Fog. I guess he's at 6 and he can... Oh, he must have a Fog right now, right? That's why the ob thing is a thing. So do I want to draw the Fog out? We could try to get him to play the Fog. He has to play it sometime. We could also get him to crack the Vial. If he does that, we can activate Shambling Vent and kill Ob. Or, nah, it's fine. Alright, I think I know my plan of attack. I'm sure he's just gonna Fog this, and that's fine. And then I'm going to never his Ob. Nope. Interesting. Not what I expected there. Okay. Still don't have much to get other than Enthusiast. We could also Dawn and just have this arsenal in our hand. But I don't need it, right? I definitely don't need it. I've already got all this stuff going on. Anything that I put out here is going to get Languished. Well, if that's the case, let's just take this opportunity to Dawn, right? It'll go great. Because anything we play is going to get Languished anyway, and I can re-discard all the Aftermath stuff. So, all this Aftermath stuff can just go, because we can recast it. And there's the tutelage, and there is the renewal. So let's see if he's out of land to fetch yet. No, not yet. So he's going to gain a ton of life, but as long as we shut that tutelage down, we're fine. And he's still got Languish. So his last card's Languish. So, let's see. Big collective effort, I suppose. And then he'll have to cast the Languish, and then hopefully he's just out of the gas. Alright. Do I have... What I really want is an Angel of Invention in my yard to pump all this stuff. But there's a big card, but doesn't do much against an amulet. So, let's see. I guess we want to go up. It's going to get blown up anyway, so we're going to use the creature that we make to cast the effort. Alright. Destroy target enchantment. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature. Tap. Tap. Make stuff. And I suppose I'll also activate this, just so it gets the counter. Makes it a better attacker for the future. That's more important than putting out token because with the stockpile, because I know he's just gonna languish the board. And that'll undo a lot of that life gain. Phew, phew, phew. And there's the languish. Ba-boom. And the top deck was an Elvish Visionary. Let's see what he gets. Anything cool? It is another retreat. He's got to be low on land in the deck at this point, though, so I think I can start ignoring retreat. Or at least that's my evil plan. Muhaha, evil plan. Yeah. Alright, let's start digging out. We don't have a lot of time here. I guess I can keep trying to put the Angel of Invention in the yard. We've got 6 mana. I think that means enthusiast. And yeah, keep ticking up, try to get that Angel of Invention into the yard. Alright. And let's go with ticking up. I don't need the life. And did we hit yet? Yes, there it is. There's the Angel of Invention. That's what we needed. She's a primetime player in this build. Opponent passing. They haven't drawn fog yet, and you've got to assume there's a fog in there. So let's look at what happens now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can block 1, 14, 15, 16. So that's lethal sound. That's lethal-ish without using the removal spell. So he's gonna have to pull some strings to survive. And we'll go with you. Alright, so he can vial that, and then he blocks a 3/3, and he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So not lethal. So I'm gonna go for the lethal. I'm gonna try. If he has fog, that doesn't work. But if he has anything else, we're fine. And he doesn't use the vial, so it is fog. Alright. Now he's top decking. Let's see if he can top deck a pull from tomorrow, shall we? This deck is not running Master Trinketer. It could. I wouldn't even be mad about it. But I really... not my kind of card. Alright, telling time for the redraws. Yeah, hit that fog. Hit that fog. That's right. We got fogged. He top decked it. He did go through half his deck to find it, so I'm not mad about it. I'm not being like, oh my god, he lucky. Oh, telling time into telling time. The suspense. The suspense. Oh, the last telling time. He's cast all the telling times. There's the tutelage. But that's not it. That's game. We did it. We did it. We ground out the tutelage deck. Oh my lord. We ground out triple retreat to Kazandu. We survived the top decked fog. I'm gonna see. Woo! Now I need to recover from my warm-up game. Goodness gracious. GG's to Electric. I think I can message him on here or something. How can I message him? I don't know. I don't know how to message him. I'm trying to figure it out, but nah, whatever. Trying to be a sport, and I can't figure this stuff out. I'm a loser. I'm like pushing all the buttons, can't do a darn thing. Electric Tatsu, there he is. Alright. Alright, there. Okay, now I gotta get back to my own channel, because I can't see chat. I can't see chat. I might have missed something. Not gonna lie. Had to click away. Always nice to play another streamer, but let's get into what we're doing today. Hello, and today's featured deck is zombies, but it's a little bit different, and I'm sure I'll be sick of playing zombies in the not too distant future, so I'm trying to get all my zombie enjoyment out while it's still fresh to me. And this is what I call Grindy Zombies. So the zombies, especially since the Pro Tour, have been very like aggro, brains, kill. And I wanted to take a different approach because I found that the mono black deck was kind of missing some of that pure aggro zombie power, and I was losing to other zombie decks, and I was also losing to other decks that were very aggressive, like humans and vehicles. So I want to make what I call Grindy Zombies, which is more of a mid-range deck focused on removal, some planeswalkers, and just being able to constantly ruin the opponent's day. So some things are the usual suspects. We got Crypt Breaker and the new Dread Wanderer. I mean, these are very grindy cards, drawing cards and getting stuff back from the battlefield. I'm running 4 Festering Mummies because I have found this to be like a godsend in these matchups I'm talking about. If the opponent has no creatures, then you have a little dorky zombie who doesn't do much, but he does play off the other zombies in the deck. If your opponent does run creatures, this guy's like really annoying. Like, it's so annoying. There's so many 1-toughness things out there, right? And then we have a lot of removal because we're Grindy Zombies. So Fatal Push, Dark Salvation, Grasp, all very good cards. Then I run 4 Cemetery Recruitment because what's more annoying than the best zombies in the deck? Getting them back over and over and over. So 4 Cemetery Recruitment to just churn the deck. Churn. And then the usual guys, Diregraf, Plague, Belcher. But then we have 3 Fleshbag Marauders, the original zombie of Magic Duels, at least this incarnation of it. A card that was an absolute rock star in Origins and has been lost for most people ever since. Let's bring him back. Let's get those zombie triggers. Let's make our opponents sacrifice their stuff and then get it back over and over with Cemetery Recruitment. It will be amazing. And then we'll do some Lord of the accursed stuff. We'll play Liliana, Last Hope, and Kalitas because they're more mid-rangey cards, along with the Planeswalkers and the Nevers. I have 4 Cradles of the Accursed. I might... This probably isn't a 4 of, but it's a zombie deck, and so far it hasn't bit me. When it does, I might care. So it's a pretty straightforwardy, mid-rangey thing. We take out the zombies that pretend to be aggressive, like Shambling Ghoul and some of that stuff, and we just put in more removal spells and the little and Cemetery Recruitment and the Festering Mummy, and just hope to make the opponents miserable. But it's pretty effective at that. So today I'm also announcing the qualifiers for the Quest for the Best. Those of you who watched my channel last season really enjoyed the Quest for the Best series, and I want to get that. I want to do it again, but I want to start it well in advance. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new deck. We're going to play 10 games with it. And if you have to go 9-1 to qualify, if you go 9-1, you qualify to be in the Quest for the Best playoff later in the year. So every new deck is going to go through at least some amount of this. So we're going to see how many wins we can get. Can we get to a 9-1 record with this deck? It may take us 2 days. We may split it into 2 days depending how this goes. But this is the beta. We're learning. So come along for the ride with me. And starting with a Dread Wanderer. The only thing better is probably a Crypt Breaker. And even then, I'm not convinced it's better. So let's see where this takes us. Got removals. Got the lovely Festering Mummy, which, by the way, you know, couldn't that art have gone on a better zombie? Look at that lightning bolt coming out from behind. It's like striking. It's like, shouldn't this be like Shocking Mummy or something? I don't know. And I don't know how that translates into a -1/-1 counter. There's the Grasp of Darkness. Let's get to work on the beatdowns. Your life total is in need of rearrangement. Brains. Blech. Yeah, 1/1s for 1. But should my opponent play a pair of creatures, I can do Fleshbag, Festering, Shenaniganry. All right. Well, our opponent does have a creature. And it's not really one I want a fleshbag, to be honest. I want to see if he'll trade with one of these. So let's start there. No blocks. Not that surprising. Let's see. I think I'll sack my Dread Wanderer. Is that the right play? I can get it back later. Or am I supposed to wait? Maybe I'm supposed to see what he does with this Duskwalker since I have these excellent removal spells. I think I'll just wait. Shaolin, a Steam tournament regular, is in the chat, and he's letting us know that he's going to lurk while he does dishes. I don't know. Does anybody else find it weird that he's doing dishes constantly? Like, do you run a dining room and while you watch and play Duels? I'm confused. All right, it's like that, yo. Let's see. You wanna exert that? You wanna exert that? Yeah, he does. I guess I may as well kill it. And then I'll offer the same trades next turn and see if he'll take those, right? Because this only has vigilance. Is that right? Let me read you. Read this card. Vigilance Embalm. Okay. Pretty smooth. Oh, apparently we have a number of people doing dishes in the chat. Oh wait, so Salmon is doing dishes. Arrogant Rabbit should be doing dishes. I didn't know. Like, I knew that being on Steam made me kind of a multitasking thing, like a fidget for people. They just want noise in the background, somebody playing their favorite game while they do other things. I didn't know it would be for domestic chores. I thought y'all would be on your iPads or on Steam playing Duels or something like that, but apparently there's also, apparently there's dishes to be done, right? Apparently that doesn't change. Alrighty, away with you. Our opponent has dropped a Flame Shadow Conjuring. Or a non-token. So when he embalms, it will not trigger the Flame Shadow, but it will trigger off other creatures that he casts. So having a Festering Mummy around a block will be helpful. Let's get in 3 more damage. Opponent has a few more turns to live. 2 if this mummy provides the clock. And there we go. This is what I call some very mediocre beatdowns that we're giving, but whatever works. I mean, we just kill their stuff and beat down with mediocre cards. We're good. We're getting a report of what people are doing, such as Mortivore is getting new tires at a boring tire shop. Well, I'm glad I could be there for you. Does Flame Shadow Conjuring work with Anointed Procession? Yes, it does. It certainly does. Somebody tell Nighthawk. Here comes the Exerting. Unfortunately for our opponent, that just means Mummy Fada, baby. And then we take out the 3/1. Watching you while sorting on Pokemon Go. Yeah, there's another use for me. You can sort on Pokemon Go and listen to me babble about magic. There's a diregraf. Seems good. Keep sending them in. And send out the colossi. Just a 3/3. Just a 3/3. We got 1 Festering Mummy and 2 Grasps down there. So our opponent can embalm some stuff. And maybe exert some stuff. I don't know. Cast something out. Yep, that can happen. Bye-bye, diregraf. Yeah, the 1/1 and 2/1 beatdown might just go all the way. It might just go all the way. You got 1 more turn to deal with this 1/1, 2/1 beatdown. The grind is too strong. The draw and Solemn Recruit. Well, he can copy that. And then the copy can swing in for 4. And we've got an entangler. So yeah, that stuff will die. And our opponent will die to the mediocre beatdowns. Mm-hmm. Alright, push you. Grasp you. And it looks like we get to update our record as we pick up our first win off the super mediocre beat pile. 1-0. Down goes starter box exert. All right, who wants some next? Also, I'd still be happy to play a match if somebody out there is going to volunteer for that. I'd just have to. We'd put the quest for the best qualifying on hold for such a match. Salmon has been trying to fix a trash compactor while watching. Nope. That's too meaty. That's really bad. Yeah, I guess another 2-1 and a 1-1's good. Why the heck not? Let's see. Question is, which do you play first, right? I'll play you. If we draw like a turn 1 fire impulse or a shock effect, I'd rather it hit my wanderer. Okay, a pair of 5 drops. Not exactly what I was looking for so far. And let's get the crypt breaker going. Hello to Para in the chat. Another one of my regs showing up. Thank you guys. Thank you regulars who come in here and chat every day. Makes it really cool. Do this stuff. There's a glory bound. Well, I need my festering mummies. Where are they? I run 4 for a reason. In fact, it's interesting. I have no removal spells right now. Aha. Crypt breaker number 2. All right. You report to the battlefield. And we're going to be drawing cards. Now the question is, do I discard anything here? I don't think so. I think I just start drawing. I could discard one of these for a zombie, but I think I'm going to need these if our opponent's going to gain some life and be the beatdown. You want to attack? It's a good question. I could, yeah, if he made it 4/4, I could stack the Dread Wanderer and a zombie I make by discarding in front. And what? I have not earned this. I have not earned this. Nope. Apparently, if he doesn't have a good attack with Glory-Bound Initiate on turn 3, he's just out. But I gotta do better. I gotta earn this. Alright, there's a Fester. That's who we were looking for. There's another Cradle. Nice. So we're going to be going off soon. And now I can attack with you. One could say I should hold the Festering Mummy till after combat. I think with, as far as Quest for the Best wins go, I don't think I can just accept concessions. I think I have to at least try to earn them in some cases. Like, this was way too early, in my opinion. I guess we'll talk about it as it comes up. I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all, like all concessions mean that another win. In this case, I think if the AI beats me from here, it should count against me for sure. And there's a Spearmaster, bring it. Just come on over. My mummy loves these cards. Like, Festering Mummy is just so happy. Just so happy about this. Like, Festering Mummy against the AI, it's like you broke the meta. Because the AI plays all these 1 toughness exert dudes. So Festering Mummy is just a 2-for-1 waiting to happen at all times. It's pretty awesome. Alrighty. Well, things are about to get funky. Funky, funky, funky. And, I mean, I could draw 2 cards. That doesn't sound bad. Or I could send the Wanderer. We're the control up against the exert deck, so we're gonna play like control. We are the Grindy Zombies. We do not have to be aggressive to win. Cast out. What's your target? The Mastery. Okay. I mean, I guess. That's sad, but I still got 2 zombies off it, right? Alright, bring that pain. Come on, you know you want to exert something. You know you want to exert yourself. Nope. AI's too smart. It knows that Festering Mummy is just game over, man. It's game over. Like, what are they gonna do now? What are they gonna do? Build a fire? Sing some songs? How about that? That is a line from the movie Aliens, which is one of the greatest movies of all time, and is on people's mind because Alien Covenant is in the movie theaters right now. A movie that I definitely enjoyed, just because, probably because it's an Alien movie. I don't have to ask much more of it. So do we send in the clowns? If we attack for 6, then we make 2 more zombos, then we attack for what, 8? So yeah, it's time. It's time. Time to send the dorks. When you ask me how was Alien Covenant, you have to know I am a big Alien nerd. So when, like, there's only one Alien movie I didn't like, and that was Resurrection, because I just didn't get what the heck was going on. It's definitely a continuation of Prometheus. You should see Prometheus. You will be a lot more into it if you watch Prometheus. So that is a must. Go get yourself some. I think it's like cheap on iTunes right now, and it might even be on Netflix. I don't know, but yeah, go check out Prometheus, and then check out Alien Covenant, baby. It feels like very old school Ridley Scott. There's plenty of setup. They don't just hand you the monster, and then the real monsters. I'll give you a hint. The real monsters in every Alien movie are the people, or the things made by the people, right? The cyborgs that people create, or the people themselves and their own weaknesses. So I thought it was really traditional Ridley Scott storytelling with a focus on characters, and that alone makes it a pretty good movie for me. It's not Alien versus Predator, where it's like, here's these things, watch them fight! Which, that has a place in the world too. But I much enjoyed this. I much enjoyed what I saw. All right, so what's going on over here? Our opponent's got some twins without any exert creatures on the battlefield. That's basically just reads big dumb animal. What can we attack him for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't need to attack him for 9 though. We can just move that thing out of the darn way, and let's start by plussing Lily. That's the only way that she's conceivably going, and maybe we hit a fleshbag marauder off our recruitment that we'd rather use. No, we did not. So now we'll Fire at will, Commander. And see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll hit the return button as they're both down there now. More zombies. And we will turn everything sideways except for this one festering mummy so we can draw a card and possibly protect from something hasty. But mainly to draw that card. They're dead next turn regardless, the 1 point should not matter. If you haven't seen Aliens in like the last 10 years, just don't worry about going to see Covenant. Make yourself some popcorn, put your iPad and your iPhone in your office and lock the door. Put your phone away or turn it off, right? And just watch Aliens. It's just one of the best movies in the history of the movies. It's so great. There's so many quotes. I mean, Alien is fun. I have no problem with the first Alien whatsoever. Well, okay, I shouldn't say fun. Alien is scary. Alien is just kind of, Alien is creepy and it started the whole thing, so I have mad respect for it. But Aliens is such an awesome mix of, like, just fun. It's just the best. I mean, I don't know how many times growing up and how many times just when playing video games that I say something to whoever I'm interacting with, like, game over, man. It's game over. What are we gonna do now, man? What are we gonna do? Yeah, you guys are on it. You guys are already saying that in the chat before. I know you haven't heard me say this yet. That's Bill Paxton at his absolute whiniest. It's just Sigourney Weaver at her absolute most badassness. It's quality in every way. In every way. All right, so that's a 2-0. I'm gonna tell you we're gonna do some story time with CGB really quick. All right. So my dad's an interesting person. Everybody has interesting relationships with their dad, I think. If everybody's just like, my dad's great, nothing to say, it's like, all right. But most people have interesting relationships with their father. My father tried to teach me lessons, like life lessons, with sci-fi movies from a very young age. So I'm like 8 years old watching Aliens and Alien and these R-rated movies, right? And he's using them to teach me lessons. And he tried to teach me a lot of things using various things that happened in these movies. And you can probably guess at all kinds of them. Like people who stop paying attention to what's going on in a life or death situation to make out and then end up dead. But the one I remember the most from the movie Aliens is when Sigourney Weaver decides she's going to go down into the hive, into the den to get Newt back. And she's got her flamethrower and she's got her pulse rifle and she gets in this elevator, right, from this platform that's on fire. And she gets in this elevator and it starts going down into the hive. And instead of just cutting from like she gets in the elevator, then the doors open, she gets out of the elevator, the director chose to show this whole sequence of her like in the elevator and she closes her eyes and she's thinking and she's trying to focus and she's thinking about what she has to do. And my dad always used that. He pointed out every time we watched this movie, and I swear I watched this movie 50 times, and he would say, notice what she's doing right now. She's thinking about what's going to happen. She's visualizing this high pressure situation, and she's thinking about what she has to do, what she needs to do to stay alive and to save the little girl. And so I always remember that. I always take like a moment, and I remember Sigourney Weaver in the elevator. So I try to take a moment to just think about in high pressure situations, whether it's a high pressure game of Magic or something else in my life, a sporting event, a business presentation. Like I had to give a big speech a few weeks ago to a room full of people. Like, and I try to just take a Ripley moment and focus myself on what I need to do, what I'm about to do. And that has paid off huge for me over the course of my life. So anyway, that's story time with CGB. We're over here making zombies. Our opponent's done nothing, which I find suspect. But when they're in white and green, they can't wrath the board for another 2 turns. So I sure can beat them up before then if that's their plan. This is all very odd. And I probably just want to be careful about diving in too deep. But we are Grindy Zombies, so I'm not worried about that. I don't have anything I really want to discard. Maybe I'm supposed to draw a card now? Let's see. Yeah, that could make some sense. If I plan to draw a card anyway, I can't think of a hasty threat. So I'm going to play this mummy, I'm going to make this zombie, and I'm going to draw my card now, not later. Because I might draw a playable. Take advantage of this diregraf colossus. And I do not, but that's okay. Do I throw... I don't really care if this dies. If he uses a removal spell, he should use it on the colossus. So if we get hit here with a Blessed Alliance, then he doesn't gain the life. I guess it's all fine. Maybe a Gideon's Reproach. We have some recommendations that I play Alien Isolation. I don't know anything about that game. And any other game I play, I do not get to play more Magic, so I just don't play other games. What the heck? This game won't last long anyway if my opponent is as dead as they seem to think they are, so I'm going to play this out. Don't feel that was very earned, and yeah, I guess just, you know, Huntmaster, yo. And let's play this. Players out there, don't keep hands that do nothing for about 4 turns. Any valuable life lessons from Predator? Yeah, there definitely were. There definitely were. The camouflage thing. Yeah, the mud. Yeah, some of you are already on it. You know, my dad, he would use that as an opportunity to think tactically. He's like, these guys, they go in and they shoot everything they see, and then when they're confronted with something they don't understand, they just keep shooting without stopping to think of how to really beat it. And, you know, they laid a trap, but everything just came back to shooting it. And he's like, these are some different tactics that you need to use when your enemy is not what you expect. And, of course, never go places alone. He used the noble savage moment where the guy, like, at the edge of the bridge decides to fight one-on-one with a machete. He used that as an opportunity of, you can pick a place to pick a one-on-one battle, but you probably want to make sure you're favored in that battle. And that was his lesson about that. You probably don't want to pick a fight in that spot that you're going to definitely lose. You would be much better off getting to the chopper. Let's put it that way. Don't bring a machete to a shoulder cannon fight. Word. Don't level force with a minigun. You know, the whole Captain Planet thing was just taken off, so that was kind of new thinking for everyone in the 90s. Which I'm talking about when I watched the movie, not when it came out, to be clear. This is interesting because we have a Crypt Breaker and then a way to recover the Crypt Breaker if it dies. And Crypt Breaker is probably the best card in our deck because it provides this endless card draw engine, so I'm going to try this hand. Pyramid of the Pantheon. Well, there's something you don't see every day. 5-color black, perhaps? More land. Guess we'll be discarding some of them to make zombos. Yep, that's right, Shard. The idea is that the worst case scenario, the Crypt Breaker can discard our land cards and turn them into zombies to hopefully get our card advantage engine online, and it looks like it will have that job to do. We haven't actually made a zombie off the crypt breaker yet, but it looks like the time is coming. Okay. They make some white mana and they put a counter on their pyramid. There's still an old Magic playing part of me that wants to make them take mana burn. For those of you who don't know what that is, it used to be that unused mana in your mana pool, like that white mana at the end of that last turn, would cost you 1 damage. Well, hello, snake. Let's make our zombo. And draw more land. How about that? It's gonna pass turn. See what our opponent wants to do. I want to, I would like to tempt them into some kind of a play to take advantage of this constrictor. Okay. Well, that's gonna trigger anyway. So it doesn't matter if that has 4 counters or not. And there's a stalwart, so now we'll kill that thing. Although it's gonna be a beefy guy anyway. Just will be 1 smaller. And there's a zombo. I'm almost tempted to discard it and then recruit it. Is that better? Nah, this lets me draw a card this turn. So our opponent on some kind of a converge deck. Very interesting one with Winding Constrictor. Interesting. I like interesting decks. Let's see what we can do. Skyrider Elf. Sounds like a problem. It's a 5/5. We're gonna have to draw a solution. Okay. So definitely, I think this is where we want to be. And draw. Please select the right thing. Thank you. There we go. And more land. We're really doing it. We're really doing it. All right. That's okay. We'll get through it. There's removal spells somewhere in this deck. Darn it. We still don't even have a zombie in our graveyard. So we're gonna take a few on the chin, but we're drawing cards. We'll get there. We'll get there. I should try to find a way to sack my mummy. Just makes Grasp of Darkness an out to this elf, but maybe I could have blocked with it, like chumped with it last turn. I don't know. That didn't seem that good. And a Plated Crusher. Okay. Well, aren't we getting real up in here? How about that attack? Yeah. 5 damage for you. We've got solutions to the Crusher. Fleshbag Marauder stands out. If we draw one of those, we'll be in great shape. We can also just put a lot of bodies in front of it, and if our opponent doesn't have spot removal or combat tricks, it should be fine. But we do have to draw into some other things. Well, there's a Plague Belcher, that's fine. How to play this? I think we do it something like this. All right, belch. Belch away that. Pick on this. Get that drain gain going. We're probably gonna need it. Cemetery recruitment. Get that back, draw that. There's a card. We'll need that next turn. Put this back out. Alright, your move. Trying to grind this thing out. Now, if our opponent plays a Chandra's Ignition here, well, that was fun while it lasted. Sometimes things just happen. Oblivion Sower, sure. If he hits lands off this, okay, he got one. I was like, man, oh man. How many more lands could be on the top of my deck, considering how many we've drawn, right? He did hit a bountiful crop of Dark Salvation, which would have been awesome. Death's Majesty, which is usually awesome. Here comes an Evolutionary Leap. What is going on? Our opponent is bringing all the noise, all the funk. All right, take 4. Time to keep drawing. Can't stop. We stop, we die. We are sharks and we must swim. There's Kalitas. I love you. All right. We're gonna need you on the battlefield, homie. Make that evolutionary leap a lot worse is what it's gonna do. That'll make me a zombie. And there we go. Now I feel like we got a nice board, as long as that frickin' Chandra's Ignition isn't what happens next. Seven life means we could just get punked out somewhere. Alright, it's like that, yo. 1, 2, 3. Can't really stop it. Keep drawing. That's a good card. Here they come. Alright, let's think about this. Festering Mummy can go chumpies over here. Belcher absorbs all but 2 over here. We could also go Belcher and Mummy here, and chump here with Breaker, I guess? We get them back, so there's nothing wrong with that, and I'd rather have the zombies die. It does die to a combat trick. So am I supposed to block with Kalitas to make sure I don't die to a combat trick? How much am I taking right now? Just 1. If he kills the Belcher, though, I take 6. Yeah. So I guess you go here? Because we can get it back. That's the important part. We can get it back. And we get some drain triggers. It's gonna be okay. I didn't use the life gain. Oops. I think I meant to and just didn't pause on time like I should have. Get our drains. This is gonna be an interesting battle. We've got some kind of a 5-color, just good stuff. Go big brew over here. And we are scrapping. We're scrapping like a scrappy scrounger. So, opponent, are you done? You gonna pass that turn over my way? Nope, not yet. We've got a Baleful Null, which not everything's exiled yet, so that's gonna do some grind. That's gonna do some work. It's gonna get our opponent back 2 creatures. So the grind is on in both directions. All right, how big is Dark Salvation? So basically for every, you start with 1 black, and then for every 2 mana you get a zombie and a drain. 1, 2, 3. So right now we can drain for 5 and get 3 zombies. Seems pretty good. Really want Kalitas back in my life, but maybe now's not the time. Of course, he is a lot better. Maybe I am just supposed to get him back right now and save the Dark Salvation for the Winding Constrictor. Although it's hard to tell how much, how into that our opponent's deck is. So if we cemetery recruit kalitas, then we have 2 mana left over. We can cemetery recruit something else. A zombie, perhaps, and then draw. So if we're gonna do that, maybe I should start there anyway. Like Crypt Breaker, right? So yeah, let's start here, because our draw might change our play. It does not. And then let's get kalitas. Get you back out there to do God's work. And here we go. Yes, Baloth Null, a zombie beast. So we're just zombie theming out in here. So a big reason I wanted Kalitas on the battlefield for every turn possible is it makes his evolutionary leap a lot worse. Because it gives me a zombie every time he leaps. Here comes Dark Intimations, okay? I choose you, and I choose you. Easy peasy. Interesting card to put in our opponent's deck. They have embraced the 5 color, the pyramid of the pantheon, the pyramid of the pantheon, Porky Pig style, has pulled through for our opponent. And now they're thinking, do I play Constrictor? Do I play the Skyrider? What do I attack with? What am I doing with my life? See if we can get this trade. Yep. Happy to exile his beast. So, I don't believe my opponent had anything to get back with this. They emptied the graveyard with that null. So, Dark Intimations usually recovers a creature or planeswalker for you, but our opponent didn't have anything. Are they going to play anything else? They are in the tank on this one. Just tanking. Tanking it up. Alright. Turn done. Cradle. Salvation now goes for 1, 2, 3, 4, and sucks 6 out of my opponent. Guess that's not quite where we want to be. I am going to attack, though. I think our opponent's holding up mana for something. Don't know what it is. Maybe they went to the bathroom? But I don't want to lose Kalitas to a Blessed Alliance or similar effect. Alright, let's enter the Millennium of Aftermath. And that can go for show. Go ahead and make a zombie. And play a Crypt Breaker. And here we go. Yeah, no double Baloth, no loops. Kalitas says, I'm gonna shut that down, Negan style. I will shut that shit down. That's what he does. No reanimator loopsies. And just so anybody who's not following, if a non-token creature would die, instead exile it, and I get a 2/2 zombie. So that means anytime they use leap, the creature gets exiled, I get a zombie. Anytime they cast something to get something back out of the graveyard, it might not be there. It might have been exiled, and I may have got a zombie. No exceptions, that's right. No exceptions. Opponent has decided this game has become about the timer. And here comes a play. There's the Constrictor. We knew about that. We also know about the Stalwart. There's the stalwart. I mean, somebody said, what's on his head? I mean, it's like, I don't know. Like, what do you wear to go out to the club? This is what this dude wears. What do you want from him? He says, hey, it's me. What more could you ask for? I'm sure that there's actually story behind it. I'm just a joker that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now we can go after the big thing. Yeah, we can go after the big thing. Get that out of my life. More zombies. What else you got? A face hugger skeleton? Is that what's going on? Doesn't look like a face hugger much to me, but that would be just any alien reference is awesome. All right, drawing up those cards, looking for that Chandra's ignition that I'm sure is lurking. All right, there's a concession. I'm going to can I accept this one? All right, chat, I need votes. Is this acceptable? I think it's acceptable, right? He's dead on board. We'll continue playing. If it's that close, let's make sure. We are at 8. If he has 3 creatures, then he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Thank you for the vigilance and haste. My dread wanderer certainly appreciates it. We just went too wide. It took a while, but we got there. We navigated the flood. We crypt broke our way through the barriers. And now we turn all this sideways. We're coming for you! And that'll be that. All right, 4-0. The big 4-0 for the Grindy Zombies. Just a reminder for anybody jumping in late or didn't hear me the first time, we're doing qualifying rounds. Anybody who gets to a 9-1 record will be entered in Quest for the Best at near the end of the season. I'll be trying to do that with all my new decks as I build them and take them out and play them for you, so that maybe we're not trying to smash like 1,000 games of Magic into 2 weeks like we did at the end of Aether Revolt season. Maybe this qualifier we can cut down on the pretenders right away and just have playoffs from the bestest. Not to mention, I'll be posting the decks and the records and that they qualified in my channel feed. So if you ever need a deck list, you can come check out my Twitch channel feed. It'll be full of them. At least that's the idea. If I forget to do it, forgive me. I don't plan to. Who plans to forget, though? I mean, I don't plan that stuff. That stuff is part of my natural, just the way you roll, right? So we're up against some frosty hand dude, Mr. Cold, Captain Cold over here. Are there already qualified decks? Nope, this is day 1. This is the first thing I'm doing it with. Yeah, we've got removal spells, we got a zombie. What could go wrong? It's a bit slow, but on the play, that's okay. Does this competition take getting mana screwed into account? Yeah, it's called the one loss. Yeah, so we're looking for the best like X and 1 record, right? So you have to go 9-1 to qualify. So that 1, it's usually a mana screw game. That's usually what it is. You get double mana screwed, well, the RNG gods had other plans for you. You might say it's really high standards, but that's what we do here. I have really high standards. I have high standards for my builds. I expect them to be battle worthy for the Xbox meta, to handle every Suntail Hawk they encounter. This is interesting. I am going to run out diregraf. I'm also going to play the Cradle in case there's a Thalia And I'm going to run out the diregraf, and it might die, but we have the recruitment, so that wouldn't be the absolute worst thing. Click, click. Let's go. And declare in stone. Well, we can't get that back with the recruitment, but at least we get a clue out of the deal. And our opponent is stuck on mana. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. All right. Let's draw the card first because we're going to do that either way, and it may change our decision on what to play. In this case, not really. And we've got a bit of a laggy one. So it's taking me time to cast my spells that I hate to have to take with all y'all watching, but I do my best. So here come those, if you remember our first game, the mediocre 3-power beats, the 2-1 and the 1-1. Just gonna bring it. And in about 7 turns, our opponent will be dead. The Silver Wolf has moved to the discard step. Very sad. Solemn offering, away you go. Now there's a draw. Oh, how I wish you were a zombie just so I could get you back and draw a card with recruitment. It would make me so happy. Hitting the buttons. Nothing is happening. Getting lagged out. There we go. How long will today's stream be? Probably until I'm tired. I don't make promises, I'm afraid. Some people like schedules. I do not. I schedule the work I do in the morning so that I have time later, but then I just take as much time as I feel like. You can thank Mountain Dew Voltage for not sponsoring, but certainly powering my stream, as caffeine is a big part of how much fun I have and for how long I have it. Hey, there's Thalia. Now we have something to kill. Thank you, says Kalitas. I needed something to kill. The real question is, do we salvo? If we draw land, we probably salvo, right? We get 3 zombies, and we kill his dork. That's really good. Hey, well, we made a plan. Let's stick to it. Make him pull the Wrath of God. Gonna need Languish next turn. That is an absurd amount of dorks. Wolf down to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lethal damage on the table. A creature will not save them. It has to be mass removal. We have a question. How do you feel about your matchups for the upcoming tourney? Not good. There's a lot of Blessed Alliance in this tournament. A lot more than I would have liked, but I'm not gonna... I don't think any of the decks are blistering fast. I think I'll be okay. I don't enjoy playing against Blessed Alliance all day. It takes me a little off my game, but I think I can handle it. As long as I'm not drawing Pull from Tomorrow and Glimmer of Genius, and they're filling up my hands turn like 2, 3, and 4 when I need to be killing stuff. There is not currently a video that that tells you about my deck, my exact list for the tournament, and my plans for it. I'll be playing it a lot, and I'm sure I'll be recording my games for you, so you'll get plenty more of that. I don't feel like I need another video to talk about my deck. In fact, I may never play it on ladder again because I know how the way that tournaments go. I think this is my 5th one, maybe 4th or 5th. And I know I get sick of the deck very quickly. All right, Silver Wolf with the concession. I can definitely accept that one. They missed some land drops, wasn't quite a fair battle, and we moved to 5-0. Land screw works for you and against you. My tournament list seems weird with 1-ofs and 2-ofs. There's things to be gained by not playing the max of each individual spell. Also, an interesting thing about this tournament is you can't see the sideboard, right? Sideboards are not published. Some things would make more sense if you knew what was in the sideboard. I will just tell you that. All right, we've got a rank 40 on 40. Doomsday Device. Ba-ba-ba-bum. And this hand is pretty much what we want. Let's bring out the mummy. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. All right, Lumbering Falls is here. D-Man says, I noticed that the hieroglyphic illuminations got cut. You were really high on that card. Yes, I was. Still am. But in a tournament setting, I got the impression that people wanted to be pretty aggressive. And I wasn't going to cut cards like Kozilek's Return, Radiant Flames, or Magma Spray to play. I wasn't going to cut those cards to play with more hieroglyphics because I thought I'd get run over. So had to make that adjustment. I just got the impression that people wanted to get feisty. What do we want to do? I think that's best is to just get that off the board. And we could use the fleshbag to do it, but I'm gonna hold. Maybe there's something bigger I can tag with the bag. Maybe something bigger, something better. We have the combo here, but we don't have to be in a rush to use it. Thing number 2, what do you know? Alright, so now it's going to work out that it's bag time. And I think I have to decide if I want to sack the mummy or not. Mummy produces the mediocre beats, the 3-1 a little better. Maybe we can trade it with something. It also doesn't look likely that the -1/-1 counter is going to be relevant. It seems like nobody wants to defend their title in the tournaments. Nighthawk and Mobius aren't playing. Yeah, there's a drop the mic syndrome to winning, where people don't often want to come back sometimes. Doesn't surprise me. I talked to both those guys, and they both told me that they were likely sitting this one out. Alright, opponent is kicking it back to me with no plays. Bounding Crisis, perhaps? Let's send the fleshbag and see what occurs. By the way, this draw, nothing to be bummed about. The question is, do I run it into open mana? I don't think that I do. I think we're just fine saying go. And there's a Pulse of Marauder. Okay. So I'm concerned about Censor, I'm concerned about counterspells, but if he taps out to play a thing in the ice again. CGB, will you drop the mic if you win this tournament? I don't know, maybe. I did when I won the iOS, didn't I? I never went back to that tournament, so maybe it's a thing in my life too. Who knows? Maybe it's just a thing we do. I think I should take this opportunity and get Abbey on the battlefield. I don't think he's likely to flip that thing, but I could just kill it. And then I don't think he can remove this easily. So, yeah, why not? Kill you. Back to the graveyard with you. Attack of the fleshbag, marauder. It's like he never even got to cast that Pulse of Marasa now that I've hit him twice. But let's see if Ob can take advantage of their mana shortcomings and put us way ahead here. What could he have? Imprisoned in the Moon would be Sad Panda time. There's a main phase Telling Time, probably trying to make that land drop. Very unclear. Whatever we're up against might be very spell heavy. Might involve fogs. Nagging Thoughts. Some kind of a graveyardy thing. So maybe I should have Rise from the Tides on my radar. I don't know. I don't know. But we're one thing I know is I'm drawing this card. You can't stop me. Boom. Interesting. Alright. I guess the most mana efficient thing is to just get kalitas down there. And like in most matchups, it's to deal with kalitas or you will die. Of course, if he's a pure fog deck, that probably won't be the same effect. How many fogs can we play against? I'm telling you, it's our true nemesis. It used to be, like back in the day, Kothafed was my nemesis. I always seem to lose random games on ladder to Kothafed out of nowhere, seemingly. And now, it's just, I run into fog decks. Lots and lots of fog decks. And man, these thoughts are indeed nagging. You're right, the most mana efficient play would be Cemetery Recruitment and Lord of the Accursed, but I thought I could do better. Obviously, getting back a Festering Mummy with Cemetery Recruitment isn't that great when you have some higher quality cards like Fleshbag ready to go. Now we have to keep in mind that our opponent has Lumbering Falls. And I wonder if that does make getting the Mummy back a good option. We can play Lord of the Accursed and the Mummy, and then it's very hard for his Lumbering Falls to get to Ob Nixilis. And since that involves playing Recruitment and drawing a card, we should do that first, because it might change our play. Alright, Lord of the Accursed, Cradle of the Accursed, sure. So we'll get that down. Get that down. Doesn't matter the sequencing here, as there's no decisions for our opponent to make in the attack step. They're tapped completely out. Alright. Now let's see if our opponent's deck is getting cooking and we can see what they're up to. I feel like after all that nagging thoughts, if they don't have their stuff together now, they never will. There is a fog down there. That means that they probably have fogs or Pulse of Marasas in their hand. Almost certainly. I doubt we'd see fog going to the graveyard. Unless there were other fogs to be cast. And maybe this is some kind of sandworm convergence strategy. I don't know. I'm just doing the zombie thing where I try to beat you to death without really caring what you're up to. Hey, you know, don't hate me for it. The matchmakers put you in my path, and now you must die. More nagging thoughts. That's number 4. If we see one more, it's hacking. I very much hate the use of nagging thoughts. It's such a bad anticipate, you know what I mean? It's just very, very bad anticipate. But you do what you gotta do. Same thing with Telling Time. Don't enjoy those cards. I'd rather not play them, and I usually don't. Sometimes you have to. Alright, another Cradle. So it looks like this is gonna be a Cradle type turn. And probably a Fog turn. Let's go see what happens. So A way to get through the fog, if our opponent basically sets up infinite fogs, would be to get Plague Belcher and then sacrifice our own zombies or kill our own zombies. So we're going to be on the lookout for that card. More zombies. Here's the pulse. Thought so. Now let's see what our opponent has. The thing will return. We'll kill it again. The cycle will repeat. This will be the song that never ends. There's an interesting point to be made, like, should I sacrifice, say, my fleshbag to my kalitas? I don't know. Let's see what he targets here. Should be the kalitas if he sees that play. He does not. So yeah, now it's definitely a case of sacrificing fleshbag. A thing in the ice theme deck is possibly what we're up against. Well, we've got probably 4 Pulse of Maraudas, 4 Fogs, 4 Nagging Thoughts, 3 Telling Times, 2 things in the ice. I wonder what else they could get back. Maybe there's a Disciple of the Ring. It's important to think about what other targets might be in the deck. I personally like Tireless Tracker as a Pulse of Marauda target and Reclamation Sage. Alright, let's go ahead and sacrifice this since it's not untapping. And now if we kill the thing in the ice, it does not get to come back. Diregraf. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's a lethal attack. What if he chumps? It's not lethal. But then I miss lethal. If I give everything menace, is it lethal? Yes, it is. So I can do this first and make him survive, I suppose. So we're pretty sure he has the fog, but let's see it. Show me. Disperse. Okay. A bit unfortunate. But I guess that would have happened in response to any kind of a kill spell. And he takes damage, so that's good. Alright, let's replay you. Solves. Now let's tick Ob down. Try to exile this thing once and for all. I know he's got another one, but we can possibly exile that too. So this pulse shenanigans can stop. We know he has probably 2 more pulses in the deck, and maybe other things like Nissa and Green Warden. Stop the madness. Maybe it's Crush of Tentacles time? There it is. If he has the land, it's Crush of Tentacles time. Crush Fog Telling time. Crush Fog Telling time. Takes Fog and he takes Crush. Does he have the land? So we know, it doesn't look like we have a land, but we know about the fog. So there's Rise from the Tides. There's the Scatter to the Winds. This is gonna get funky. We've got to find. See what he took. Scatter and yep, Scatter and Tides. We gotta find our Plague Belcher. A way to sacrifice all these. We know a lot's gonna come back to our hand, so what's the best use of our time? Drawing cards, I'm sure. Try to find that Plague Belcher. Just a land. Boo! Building a big board is a waste of time. So Drawing cards is best. How about anything worth exiling? There's a tireless tracker. We talked about that. Thing in the ice. We could exile the tracker, but then we just have to get this in the graveyard somehow. Let's do the recruitment. Draw more cards. Try to get closer to that belcher. That's good. So we'll play you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta threaten 5 damage to make him fog. And then I can play Colossus and Mummy and draw 2 cards. Well, let's start with the draw that we're gonna take anyway. 2, 3. Maybe we'll find that belcher. There it is. Okay. See, now we can start draining. So first things first, let's attack. There's the fog. If I knew I was just gonna draw it, I'd have found a way to attack for less and see if he would save the fog. I guess I could have just attacked with kalitas and tried that. That would have been interesting to say the least. All right, let's start the drains. I can put a token on something. Do I want to? A way to drain to kill my own guy? No, it's fine. Start the drains. 4. And then, why not? Yeah, because then I can draw a card. All right, let's do this. See if we lose to the nemesis, the fog deck. We've got him at 4, and we've got the belcher. And that's our back door. Belcher reads, whenever a zombie dies, an opponent loses 1 life. So if we can keep playing things like marauders, we can shoot our own zombie, we can sacrifice our zombie to kalitas. Yep. So I have a feeling. See, did you guys kill MTG bot? I'm seeing a lot of fog like stuff spam, and MTG bot's still here. So MTG bot is just taking a break. It's over, you guys. It's just over it. All right, pause. Jeez, oh Pete's, why are we not pausing? But apparently no spell to cast, so no 8/8. All right, mana source check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 1, 2. No, tapped isn't any good. So we can go Colossus, Belcher, Mummy, Wanderer, Breaker. Seems good. All right. So Colossus. And Mummy. And Belcher. Guess we'll get rid of the 1/1. Drain for 1. Down to 3. There's Wanderer. And there we go. Now he's gonna have to wipe that board again. All right, let's see your next trick. 3 life. Needs to find what I'm sure are 2 more pulses. Might have that pulse right now. But the thing is, if you only have 1 green source, and our opponent is stuck on 1 green source, that may not work. So here comes the rise. So they're going for the big combo finish. So we have to find a way to kill 3 of our own zombies. What a world, right? We need to kill 3 of our own zombies. 1, 2, never is 3. We're good. We got this. I guess I should make him a fog first. So he's tapped out. See if he takes it or fogs. If he goes to 1, we just win with, yeah, okay. So got him to tap it low. Just to make sure, who knows? Who knows? I don't know what you can do for 1 mana. I can't even keep track in this game anymore. I used to be able to keep all the cards in my head, but you just don't know. Like the number of potentially playables is so huge because anything is a playable. Alright, sack a zombie. I will drain you. Play a fleshbag marauder. Attack a zombie, drain you. Down to 1. Never target my fleshbag marauder. Zombie, drain you. Ta-da! Got there. Ugh. So yeah, found our back door through the fog, Plague Belcher, and rode it to victory. Sometimes you just have to do weird things like that if you're going to beat the fog meta. I know I've jokingly referred to Xbox as the fog meta. Seems even more so right now. A quick break, a quick pause as we're on 6-0. I'm going to find a beverage and return. I am sorry for MTG bot stubbornness with you guys. I think you wore it out. It's just tired of the fog, man. Can't keep that. Can't keep that. I mean, I'm even tempted because of Crypt Breaker, but if you draw 1 more land, right, you have a chance. But no. Ugh, what is going on? I run 24 land. I mean, okay. I guess we have to draw 2 lands off the top, and we got a game, but there you go. We just looked at 4 hands in our 40% land deck. 4 hands is 2 of 7, 1 of 6, and now 1 of 5. And we only saw 1 land in each of them, and then we immediately draw land number 2. It's perfect. Yeah, MTG bot just, I didn't realize how much you guys were into it till it's gone. Now it's just sad, right? It's missing. All right, send these festering boys. Our opponent has 19 more turns to live. As we are trying to pull this off on a mulligan to 5. And there is a Graveblade. Excellent. That is a card that's interestingly hosed by the Festering Mummy. But then it's still in the way. Wonder what I'm supposed to do here. I think I'll just fleshbag it. Rabblemaster NGA is either a troll account or a familiar presence. I'm not sure which. Not somebody who comes in here and comments very often, if it is who I think it is. So, you know, glory, glory, hallelujah. The good old 1-2 flying, first striking, hasting bat, who is not here to block, he's here to turn sideways. Dude, I'm running this meta with my 1-mana 1/1s. You don't understand the power of the festering zombie, clearly. You just don't understand Xbox, which is, that's okay. That's okay. You don't understand what it's like out here, dude. You don't understand Suntail Hawk. You don't understand Child of Night. These are what we deal with. This is how we roll. These 1-mana 1/1s are 6-0, and we've had Festering Mummy in every game. Every game. Oh my, not reprisal on my fleshbag, no. Shard with excellent reference. And I'll do it in proper voice. Now witness the offensive power of this fully armed and operational 1/1 mana creature. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If it made your ears bleed, I'm not sorry. All right, let's go. I can't, I feel horrible about this, but I feel it is the best play this turn. Dark Salvation, you deserve more, but I can't turn down kill your guy, make a 3/3, even if there is further upside. Hey, I do not claim those quotes to be accurate. I just claim that they are silly. That's all. That's as far as I'll go with this. All right. Fleshbag. Fleshbag. And then, do we attack? Or do we get card draw-y? We're on the beatdown plan. We're very ahead. We can... see. And we've got one of these in the graveyard. I wonder. Am I supposed to just... attack with this, he doesn't block, I play this, and then I play this, and then I get to draw a card? Is that better than 2 damage? 2 more damage? I think it is. I think a card is well worth 2 damage here. So that's what we'll do. We'll send the 3/3. If he blocks, I don't get to do all that play I just outlined, but I was pretty sure he wouldn't. Alright, so Fleshbag. Yeah, MTG bot here in Twitch chat, providing you guys with all that fun when I'm too boring, is apparently on strike. You guys have just been too awesome. You can't handle it anymore. It's too much. So, black, white, warped landscape, colorless potential thing. What do you got? 5 mana. It's the hero of Gomafada. The hero of Mudafada, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. It's good old allies. The allies are here. Thank God. Alright. Draw that card. Sweet. Draw that card. Okay. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't see a missed lethal. I guess that 2 points might have mattered, but then I wouldn't have what I have, so no regrets, man. No regrets. And I guess if we get swept, we can still get Dread Wanderer back, and our opponent's at 2. Seems like a great position. Definitely don't think we need a card. All right, you're at 2. What do you got? A Drana's Emissary. There they are. The ally vampires have come to fight. It's a cleric, by the way. Yeah, Festering Mummy right on time. Behold. Behold the power. 7-0. 7-0. Deck is well on its way in the quest for the best qualifying round here. Decks that go 9-1 or better in the qualifying round move on to the quest for the best playoffs at the end of the season. That's the plan. And yep, 1 on a mulligan to 5. Why? Festering Zombie is broken. That's why. What's wrong with Tazri? Or Taziri, or however you want to say it. Yeah, 7. We had 2 non-seal games. Oddly, both of them involved fog decks. Both of them turned out to be fog, like turbo fog variants, played by different magicians. But hey, we had to work for those. We had to find our plague belchers and find ways to kill our own things until they were dead. Wow. Could just keep this and go for Dread Wanderer beatdown, but nah. I'm too disciplined. And now we still get Dread Wanderer beat down. This is glorious. Of course, Mastery's a ways off. Easy keep, says Nighthawk. Nighthawk probably couldn't shuffle away a double Dread Wanderer. I'll tell you, if there had been a Crypt Breaker, I would have really had a conundrum. A serious conundrum. All right, bring the beats. Well, I have a message, but I will check that after the stream. And it's not, I don't know who it's from. I don't know who that is. So if you're in Twitch chat sending me messages on Xbox Live, I will check that later. Dread Wanderer beatings continue. For extra mediocrity, we'll add the Festering Mummy to the beat list. Yeah, I might have kept that if we didn't get a free mulligan Nighthawk. I won't deny. I may have kept the first one. Oh, our opponent's the Elemental Bond combo. That is a combo with Elemental Bond and a lot of 3 power or greater creatures. Let's see if we're up against the Chandra's Ignition deck. Or the Primal Hunt Beast to totally nerf my grasp of darkness. I'm sure the curve into Primal Hunt Beast is what's coming. Oh, that's some really nice thanks for the message, Ravel. I appreciate it. And I totally agree. If people mainly want to have fun, they should go watch Nighthawk. I'm totally behind that. We are here for the serious business. We're trying to build decks that sort of compete, get us places on ladder. I guess that is what it is in Duels, right? And trying to sequence, make smart plays, learn stuff. Shard says, i.e. Nighthawk's funny and you're boring. That's a way to put it. I'm totally into that. All right, our opponent pilgrimaged. Let's just bring the pain. I mean, once they have something to Chandra's Ignition, we're gonna die anyway, so we just gotta get them dead. They're setting up something with big creatures and big mana, so they just gotta die. We gotta kill it. All about speed. I think your 5 drop on turn 5. Brilliant insight, I know. Ooh, let's Grasp of Darkness that. Does anybody want to see the punt of punts? So, for those of you who don't know. Oh, no. Okay, Our opponent conceded, so we're gonna do it. I don't care. Our opponent left. We're taking the victory. This is a win, but we're gonna have some fun. Because I've been accused of being no fun. So here's Mirror Wing Dragon. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Mirror Wing Dragon, that player copies that spell for each other creature he or she controls that the spell could target. What's that mean? It means if I were the absolute dirt worst, I'd probably do something along these lines. Here we go. Boom! Self-wrath. But you know what? You know what he didn't prepare for? He didn't prepare for the festering mummy, which is gonna make his mirror wing die. That's a pleasure. That's just great. Yeah, how do you like them apples? And we'll see if we still win. If we don't like win in the next turn, or if he plays something else, I'm just gonna leave the game, because that was all for the lulz. That was all for those of you who just want to see Mirror Wing Dragon go off. And if you want a sticky reminder not to try to kill your opponent's Mirror Wing Dragon, you know, don't do this. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at home. Oh no! The grasp into Mirror Wing. Oh no! It's back. It's back. All right. Come on. Another kill spell. Nope. Didn't draw it. Yeah, I'm just gonna Vamoose. At this point, I don't think I'm even favored to win. I can get him to 2, but we all know that was on lock. All right, where are we at? If it was an Anguish Unmaking, that would have been a little more epic. Let's go ahead and splash white in this deck so that we can have Anguish Unmaking Mirror Dragon plays. Who loses life from the Anguished? The controller, and the controller is you. So you would lose the life from all the Anguished. Yep. You would lose life not just for each creature, or does it specifically say creature on Mirror Wing? Oh, I can't check. MTG bot's down. I mean, look at this hand. Too OP. All right, I've got to try harder. Okay, I mean, sure. The cradles are coming to bite me now. I am running 4 cradles. I did say in the beginning it could be a mistake. Just me kind of getting my kicks out of this desert land that matches the theme a bit. It's possible it just should be swamps and Westvale abbeys. I totally get that. Just wanted to make some zombies out of these cradles. And we haven't been punished, but now we might be. So I can deploy the Festering Mummy, or I can wait for a diregraf Colossus trigger. I think I'll just deploy. I think that value is very incidental and may not be important at all if our diregraf is just gonna die. Yeah, this is the first time, this is our 9th game with the deck. This is the first time we've been bit by it. But I admit, might not be the wisest idea of my life. Whenever a creature deals damage, and it can't block, so. Well, there's a draw. Yes, you win. Let's start drawing some cards, shall we? I'm just gonna draw now in case I'm, well, I don't have any tap lands, but you never know. Might draw something I want to use. Hey, there's our other swamp. See, we're good. We're good. This is the plan the whole time. And there's a Heliod's Pilgrim. Uh-oh. Is it Angelic Destiny time or Suppression Bonds time? Is it Cruel Reality time? It's Grasp of the... Well, that's a letdown. It's Grasp of the Hieromancer time. Little underwhelming, to be perfectly honest. All right. Give me that. There's Swamp. What can I do with myself? I want to keep drawing cards. I can play diregraf, and then I can go draw with the Wanderer, Crypt Breaker, and I guess that means I can attack with the Mummy and possibly trade with his Pilgrim. I think I want to play Colossus and draw more cards more than I want to play the Last Hope. Especially with a Grasp of the Hieromancer coming down on the opponent's side. Makes it a little more awkward to block. He can force me to block with Crypt Breaker or diregraf, something I don't want to protect Lily, so that's no good. So yeah, we will send in the Mummy first before we give more information to our opponent. See if they want to take this little trade. No trade. Alright, we will play Cradle number 2 because maybe Thalia and diregraf Colossus. Hold up some card draw. Your move. And here comes ISO Chapol. Lunarch Mantle. We're gonna go ham. We're just gonna throw it all on this Pilgrim. Yes! My opponent is familiar with the term YOLO. They may soon be familiar with the term sadness. Or there's a quote. I believe it's the top quote if MTG Bot is ready with it. And that is CGB's channel. Where dreams go to die. My opponent, he dreamed a dream in time gone by. But now I've killed the dream he dreamed, and that's that. That's that. Monkey Penguin has seen enough. I will accept. I have no desire to continue playing in a world where my opponent has like 7 auras in hand and no creatures. Well, that's 9-0. Yep, we're definitely qualified. But let's try to put the cherry on top. Let's go for the 10. Let's go for the perfect 10, the Ty Dillinger. Dun 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 dun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's WWE wrestling. So, you know, bear with. You can either go watch that and get my references, or you can completely ignore my references. They're only funny if you watch. Not true anymore though, Nighthawk. Now decks have to qualify for the quest for the best for this season. I just talked about it at the top of the stream. It's a new thing. So they have to go 9-1 or better in ladder play, and then I'd save them and bring them back at the end of the year. All right, D. Mitch goes to 6, plays that Plains. Auras Part 2, almost surely. Somehow dodged the Suntail Hawk. Although Suntail Hawk has not been out in force today. The deck list is below the featured deck list, but yeah, it is 24 land. So you could, and I said long before people were in here, I said at the top that you could probably go with like 2 more swamps and abbeys instead of the cradles. I just wanted to play the cradles, as I have not played them in hardly anything. Right? Shall we belch, or shall we get accursed? I think we'll just, oh wait, we can just get Lily down and just push for ultimate. I mean, our opponent's not doing anything and we have all these removal spells. The worst that can happen is a suppression bonds, which is still great on tempo since it's 2 turns away. Yeah, we'll just not worry about pushing damage, as our opponent might be Celestial Flare, Blessed Alliance deck, Gideon's Reproach deck, and we'll just push Lily. Rocket ship to the moon. Did anyone else see the Grand Prix final yesterday? Yeah, it was a total mana screwing fight. It was, spoiler alert, the deck that drew its lands won. All right, up we go. And I will deploy the belcher. Although I wish I had a Festering Mummy, which has been a huge job of the Festering Mummy, it should be said, making Belcher a regular 5/4. Yeah, it was about a 10-minute final. One player was completely mana screwed both games. He almost, like, if it weren't for I think the second to last turn, he could have gone the entire finals without casting a spell. That's how badly mana hosed this player was. All right. Throne of the God Pharaoh without creatures, not where that card wants to live. So, do I go get killed with my Belcher right here? Nah. Nah. I'm gonna let your Blessed Alliance and your Celestial Flare rot in your hand. What else could be? Oh, our opponent's had enough. Well, I'm gonna play it out just to see if I was right about my read, because this will probably be over fast no matter what. As they miss another land drop. Spike the Lord. Send the critters. And do we have Gideon's Reproach? Anything? No? Nothing? Just stone cold nothing? Well, okay. That's too bad. Well, I probably wouldn't keep a hand where the only thing I could play was a Temple of the God Pharaoh, or Throne of the God Pharaoh. But let's see. There's gotta be something else in this hand, right? Discarding Dusk. Well, if you hit your land drop, that would have been something. All right, get in there. All right, did it. Boom, 10-0. We 10-0'd the Xbox meta today. And our first qualified deck is green-black zombies. So, or not green-black zombies, just mono-black grindy zombies, as opposed to aggro zombies. And to make sure that I don't delete it, I'm going to just make it. Oh wait, I can't name my decks. If I name my deck, the stream crashes. I was gonna just put a Q in the name, but if I name it, the stream will crash. So there's the build. Some discussion on Westvale Abbey versus Cradle. I will definitely concede that the Westvales are better. They just kind of are. So we'll make that adjustment. I don't think it's a big deal. It's only a big deal in the one game you win, right? But I would say definitely playing today, Cradle didn't matter. Westvale likely would never have been activated. And that's our little pile of undead rotting corpses that could. All right, let's copy this, post update to channel, lock it in, man. We've got our first qualifier with a perfect 10-0 record for the end of season quest for the best. Oh, don't worry. I mean, Cradle's not that fun. Trust me. In fact, the sacrificing the land to get the effect is actually the real hitting cost, because even in a deck where your curve tops out at 5, just not having the land for later always seems to come back. You want your Dark Salvations to be as big as possible, or your Crypt Breakers going off and you need 1 more mana to cast the spell when you want to cast it. You want to play Diregraf and a Fleshbag the same turn so you get the free zombie, things like that. So it's not like it's a no cost. It's a cost. It's kind of bizarre that mana is so important up and above at 4 or more in a deck like that, but that's the way it goes. All right, wrapped up that deck. I don't feel like necessarily doing another, yeah. I don't necessarily feel like breaking out a new deck today, so maybe we'll just play some fun games. Or if somebody has a brew suggestion or something fun they want to do, let me know. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be back in 5. So just put something in chat if you want to mess around with, if you want me to mess with anything. Can't promise I'll do it, but maybe I will. We've got a variety of suggestions. The green ramp, the green all planeswalkers, turbo fog. Jesus, you know, after I beat him, now you want me to join him? That's pretty funny. 6 to 8 fogs, 8 recursions, 2 drakes, and 2 flings. So he wants Enigma Drake deck. I played that a few days ago. Let's see. Of course, it is always a good bit of fun. Noia Procession, Flame Shadow Conjuring, and Impetuous Devils. Y'all are creative. You guys are on it today. Thinky. We'll go Drake somebody. It'll be great. So some people build it with fogs. I really hate fog in the deck. I'm just not gonna lie. I said it a few days back, and it's still very true. If you're running fog, you're probably doing it wrong. It's just something. There's better things that you can do. There's better ways to get the effect, right? So what can we do if we want the Enigma Drakeness, but not the fogness? Well, we're doing spells, so we'll start in blue-red, and I'll just kind of work my way up. And Thing in the Ice always goes good with that, but I don't know if it'll stay. Obviously, drawing a bunch of cards with pull is interesting if you're going to play a kind of a slowy, control-y build. But I don't think that's quite where we want to be. You might only need 3 threats, but I'm just throwing stuff at the wall for now. It'll all get fixed up later. This is the throw stuff at the wall section. And keep in mind, while I'm throwing stuff at the wall, if you're a person who suggested or already played this deck, you probably already have a much better idea than I do of what the deck looks like in your mind than I have. So I have to get there. You're welcome to try to help me paint the picture, but it's going to take me a few minutes to find it. So bear with. And with that said, I feel like I forgot about unsubstantiate, because if the opponent tries to mess with your combo and you unsubstantiate, say, their Grasp of Darkness, and then you just win, seems good, but we'll see. And I don't think we'll make it into a cyclotron type thing. Easier to cast our spells. I think we want to draw spells rather than put together pieces of the puzzle or something of that nature. Because if this puts our drakes in the yard, we're kind of dead. So we do have to draw into our drakes. That make drag under good? Probably not. I'm not a big fan of the Manticore. I think that that's a lot of mana for the effect, and you're counting on your drake to live. I think you just want to one-shot them. Just bang bang. And to do that, the Glimmer can output pieces together. I'm really thinking a control deck that does like a one-shot combo kill. That's more of what I have stuck in my mind right now. I wonder if this is any good and things like that. But yeah, we'll probably run some sweepers and some Bernie stuff. And Disciple takes away from the Drake's awesomeness, but maybe it's still fine when you don't draw a Drake, so I'm just going to keep her handy. I'm not going to concern myself with Planeswalkers. I don't think that's where this deck needs to be. Gearhulk 2 is interesting when you're already running spells like this, so I'm going to keep it around and think about it. I've seen some run Reduced to Rubble, but I'm a big not fan of that card. What might be even better in the Drake deck is Rise from the Tides than these other creatures, as those are kill conditions that work really well. Serpent's interesting, but I hate vanilla. I hate it because I feel like it will just definitely lose. I wonder if we can make it like a Tides deck with pieces of the puzzle, so we can still run that to go through the deck really quick, but with the kind of the catch being that it's a Tides deck, but if we draw the Drake Fling, we just win from that instead. So maybe both can be the same deck. So while the opponent is maybe worried about Tides and they, like, say, cast Planar Outburst to deal with it, and we untap and Drake Fling them, might be interesting. So we'll think about that. Run 4 pieces, spend 2 on Reunion. Depth speed 4 on Glimmer. I don't know what's happening. I'll figure it out though. Let's see, he wants 4 pieces and 1 Tides. Maybe that's right. We're definitely going to go back through afterwards. I do promise that. We're going to do an extensive review. So the Tides deck that I've done, or not the Tides deck, but the other Drake deck that I built, the first one I built, that actually did better than I thought it might. That deck ran with Expedite. So, I mean, can I run Expedite in my deck? It's sort of like, it's cheaper than Fling. If you're just trying to go straight 20, it's cheaper to do a 1-mana Expedite, and you get to draw a card. Fling is like totally dead most of the game. It does require the red zone, but I don't know. I'm going to keep it around. I'm going to think about it. You're trying to one-shot him, though. Boom. Expedite. Pretty awesome. Like that. Are we doing the energy thing? We might. We have Glimmer. This is going to be a huge pile of stuff, and I do not deny that. It's going to take a while to sort this down. But that's the fun of building, right? Doesn't beat removal. Yeah, we'd have to spam our way through removal or somehow get through removal. Depends what's, I guess, better or worse. I definitely think 2 is right on the Flings. I'm not sure on the Drakes. I guess it depends if we're going the pieces of the puzzle route. I might want to run all 3 Drakes. I mean, when is it horrible to have the Drake? I don't know. You seem really set on the 2 Drakes. Maybe you're right. You've probably played it more than I have. But I'm not... I don't know. I'm not there with you yet. I haven't For some reason, I feel like when don't you want a Drake? It feels like a turn 3 play I'd love to make, because if they deal with it, fine, I've got another one in the deck. And if they don't deal with it, it just wins. Like, you just win the game, attacking them 3 times with your 5, 6, 7 power Drake. Let's see, what are some of these cards? I forget. The problem is that the opponent will be holding removal in hand. Yeah, it's always the way to go. You run grapple and pulse to get it back. I want to try it without the blue, without the green though. That's my thing. I don't want to run fog. Maybe we could just run it for grapple and pulse. I wonder. I do love grapple and pulse. I do absolutely love those cards. You can just mill them. You run. Do you run tutelage as well? Is that the alternate plan? There's the insult for the double up. Also gets you through the fog, but I don't. It just doesn't speak to me. The Reveler. Pretty interesting in a deck like this, where you're just throwing stuff in the graveyard anyway. The problem is, when's your hand empty, right? If we have a focus on drawing cards, Reveler's not very good. And Rhino. Dorian. Visions is tempting, but I think that's a good way to just die in this format. It's not a spell. I'm just gonna throw the 3 for now, see what happens. What else does Sultai even give us? Or not Sultai, what else does green give us? Teamer. It would be another Teamer deck, right? Jeez, have so many of those. It would be interesting to play with like a Rogue Refiner with Grapple from the Past and Pulse of Marauder as a good way to buy time. Makes Radiant Flames better anyway. Because that's the big problem with Pulse and Grapple, right? If you're not hitting, if you only have 2 Drakes in the deck and that's your whole game plan, how do you hit them, right? If they're not in the graveyard, then those are just bad cards. Like 2 mana, mill yourself, get a land. 3 mana, gain 6 life, get a land. Doesn't seem that great. But man, those sound like fun. It's hard to turn them down. You just probably won't catch me on that fog plan. That I can promise you. Alright. I'll have a quick look at green. And let's get realistic. Not look at cards that most likely suck. Might think of something I missed. I'm not a Collective Defiance person. Some people really get into Collective Defiance, but I don't know. That card doesn't speak to me much, not with the other cards in the format and for the same cost. Could be a bias on my part, but I don't get very excited. Heaven and Earth is interesting, but probably bad. It's another sweeper. It could get put in the graveyard with Grapple or Puzzle. But why not just have Radiant Flames? Alright, I don't see much else to worry about, so I guess it would just be like Grapple Pulse. Those are interesting, though. What happens if your Drake is exiled, though? I guess we need, like, one other method of some kind. You have 3 Drakes. If one gets exiled, it's fine. Can he exile 3 Drakes? I guess we have to make sure that we have solutions. Stuff up our sleeves. So, what are we using to get through this pile? I'm not digging Reunion. Pieces, maybe. It's less likely now with Pulse. I do still love my energy packages, especially with 3-color. I like Aether Hub, to go with Harness Lightning, to go with Glimmer of Genius, but I think Hieroglyphic is probably a cuttable. I don't... you can run a Green Warden to bring Rise back. Like, I'm thinking about cutting like these Gear Hulks and this Disciple and just focusing on Drake with the recursive stuff and the Rise from the Tides. And Tides going to the graveyard. See, it's awkward, right? Because you're running Grapple. So do you want to hit creatures or do you want to hit spells? You kind of want both, right? So it's a little awkward. I don't know. Start at least with some trimming. I don't think I'll need you. Don't think I'll need you. Got plenty of ways to go. Am I gonna need like a take inventory? I don't think so. Not that good of a card. And we got a long way to go on the trims. Disperse. Like I said, unsubstantiate probably better because you can target the removal spells. Likely don't need censor. Don't need your telling times. Plenty of stuff going on. Don't need you. And don't likely need you. Although it is a pretty neat, like for 6 mana. So the last time I ran this, I played against a pretty good opponent. It was or I thought it was a good opponent. And it was Grixis control, and they pretty much just countered everything. They removed a Drake, and then they removed another Drake, and then, or no, they removed a Drake, and then they tapped out and they cast Chandra Flamecaller for 6, and I untapped, and for 6 mana I played Enigma Drake with 10 spells after I expedited it, and then I flung it, so that was my 20, was the combination of the two. Yeah, Dispel's interesting. We can definitely at least run one. It's a very high variance card, so I wouldn't want too many, but since we're drawing so much of our deck, it could be considered. Blossoming Defense is similar and potentially even better. The problem with Blossoming Defense is it does absolutely nothing until you have your Drake. So we're looking at Bombardment and Impulse. We probably don't need that much, so I think we can just pull the Impulses. The first Bombardment is so bad, but the rest of them might be very important, especially to combine up with Radiant Flames to take bigger things down. We're on 24 lands now. Curve is meh, but I think it has to be there because we're running these, and I think those are pretty good stuff. Hopefully this means that we can get away with not fogging since we have some sweepers and some removal spells to keep the opponent from running us over. And then I guess what we do is just try to grind and throw Drakes at our opponent. Yeah, let's see what happens. Alright. Mana-wise, we have energy, so Aether Hubs are in. We have Grapple, so I like some number of Evolving Wilds, because they just are a guaranteed hit off Grapple. Sometimes that comes up when you're grappling on turn 2. We also don't have that many green spells, only the 8, so it lets us get away with running 1 Forest if we have some Evolving Wilds. So we can probably go up to a 3rd. And then I don't think we'll run the creature lands. They always enter tapped. There may be turns we want to go off and we have creature lands. I don't like that, so I'm just going to leave those on the sideline for this deck because I think that attacking with them is just something that's not going to happen. Then we run 4/4. Now I think we can run that last Evolving Wild, so we have a ton of color fix. And I at least have something to play with. What do you guys think? Are we going to have some fun? Seems interesting. At the very least, it's going to be a ride. Let's see. Kind of some of the flex spots are: do we need to Rise from the Tides? Do we need a Disciple? I feel like we do against a deck that runs enough exile removal to keep from getting draked. But At the very least, we're gonna do some crazy stuff. It's gonna be a blast. A Drake blast, if you will. So, who's gonna run this, who's gonna drive this flying umbrella? We'll let Chandra drive this flying umbrella. Which is a reference. Did I lose my stream? Okay, I didn't lose my stream. All right, I just remembered. If I name my deck, I lose my stream. We're still here, right? Everybody's still here. I almost did it. I almost did it. That was close. All right, I'm gonna sneak out of this. That was too close. Woo! Do you have any Drake music? I don't even know any Drake songs, man. I'm so unhip. All right, let's see if this opponent knows what's coming for him. As we get ready to grapple pulse puzzle. Man, that's a lot of do-nothing stuff. But hopefully our red removal spells and radiant flames can keep our noses clean while we do all our nothing. Interesting. That's wow. Just that's dear God. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. We can go get green, then we can grapple, and either we'll get a blue or we'll get back Evolving Wilds, and we'll have Radiant Flames to cover us. And we can use Grapple and Pulse to keep the Evolving Wilds coming back to make sure we can Glimmer. So yeah, we're smooth. We got this. This is lined right up. And hit me. Why not? Why wouldn't it be fling? We'll just do this right now. We could wait till their end step, but I'm not going to. I need a blue source, so Drake has to wait. We'll just get that wilds. Make sure we get our mana right. Drake can show up later. White-black. White-black zombies. Oh, it's on. Never been happier to have a Radiant Flames. Alright. Now we'll hold off on giving them that blue info. And it's Esper zombies. And here comes a crypt breaker. Let's see. I can prevent a drain and stop a flame. That's fine. We'll lose some life. We got the pulse. I'm just also thinking, like, if he has another zombie, he gets to draw a card too, but I suppose that's not the end of the world. There's a guy who knows the power of the festering mummy. How about a fan bearer? Do you got one of them too? Tick tock. And drawing cards. Okay. I think it's an easy Radiant Flames considering that we have two. If we had one, I might try to find a way to bleed the value. Of course, we could also take this turn, pulse the Evolving Wilds. But I think that just lets our opponent accrue too much advantage. I mean, if we're going to one-shot them, we can't let them gain too much life. But I have a feeling this game might be a Rise from the Tides game anyway. Because I doubt the zombie deck has a good way to deal with a big sweeper. Or has a sweeper to deal with a big Rise from the Tides. They may have a Declaration Stone, but maybe we can set it up so we can fling in response if that happens. Save our army. There's a Dread Wanderer. Great. Got a whole bunch of removal in our hand, sitting pretty. All right, the second pulse gives me the confidence I needed to go ahead and get back the Evolving Wilds or the red source. I guess the red source is fine, right? I don't need double blue right now. Glimmer might be able to do that. Drake would almost certainly die. Just straight up be dead. And we've got a long way to go before it's lethal. Miles to go before we sleep. Shambling Vent wants to party. Did we happen to hit a galvanic? We did not. Alright, let's go ahead and get you out of my life. I'd take just about any target, because the first galvanic bombardment is so bad, but everyone after it is significantly good. Alright, I think I'll just main phase Glimmer, because hitting my land drop's good. And what do we want? Grapple with the past would be fine. Pulse wouldn't be... We already have a pulse. We don't need another pulse necessarily. We don't need more removal. We need more card draw, so like pieces of the puzzle and finishers. Don't need that Disciple or that Fling. Do not need those. Let's see, if I drew Disciple, I wouldn't be able to cast anytime soon. Yeah, we're just going to put those on the bottom. We can shuffle them back in later with an Evolving Wilds. And Drake and Expedite's fine. Sitting at a 6-4. Long ways to go. There's the Majesty. Well, you're going to see the power of the Expedite. Our opponent mills. I see the Servant, also a compelling deterrence. So that'll be a card to watch out for. Good old compelling deterrence. Alright, let's tap our green. We're not going to need it. Play the Drake. How much damage can we do? We can do 7. We can do 14. It's not even in the ballpark yet. Like I said, this is probably a Rise from the Tides game. But let's get Liliana out of there. Your move. And it is dusk. So we could fling it now, or we could save fling. We know that one fling is on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I think it's fine to just let that die. Dawn looks amazing here. I mean, it's fine. He'll get back some zombies eventually. I'll sweep them all up again. It's fine. He's gonna have a nice big hand. I'm sure it will be very exciting. We need to draw like pieces to get this thing moving. Now, one thing that we can do is Drake spam, but to keep him busy, just keep recasting Enigma Drake. Make it hard for him to find the time to use Dawn. So we can pulse it back, cast it again. If he has another removal spell, that's bad. But considering our draw, we don't have tides and we don't have pieces from the puzzle. We've cast one Glimmer, but that's it. So our velocity, like our deck velocity, is not very good. So sitting back and removing his threats for a while, that might be just giving him too much time. What happens if he counters that? If he messes up that play? I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? So yeah, we'll take this route. He's got another removal spell. He has another removal spell. Hopefully we draw into some more velocity. But if not, we might just be able to get the game over with. Grasp of Darkness. Compelling deterrence. That's just the way I say it, deterrence. Guess in this spot, bombardment is the worst. Although we might hit that shambling vent if he chooses to attack that way. Yeah, so I'll discard the lightning. I doubt he'll go for that. He'll probably dawn. So that compelling deterrence, though, that does tell me that he's not sitting on just another straight-up removal spell. I think. It would be a weird use of it if that were the case. So we might be able to punk him out. Here come the things. I'm gonna save this. Other things I could hit with it. Oh, I could have responded to the compelling deterrence with bombardment on this and then I wouldn't have to discard. I guess that makes sense. That's a good call. That's one I don't see every day. I think I'm just gonna hold this Evolving Wilds for a turn in case there's another compelling deterrence though. Yeah, Dawn is kind of a 5-mana draw 5 right there at sorcery speed. The problem is none of those are removal, but that is. All right. Boo. Yep. Boo. Lame. Now I can exile that, so I have to watch out. Sorcery speed, though. Here come more things. And more things. There's a fan bear. So we know the hand. It's Crypt Breaker, another servant, and there was one other zombie. Does anybody remember the name of it? But at least 3 of those are the zombies he got back. Let's think. Well, this is kind of reserved for Crypt Breaker if I make this play now. Alright, let's shuffle this up. I think we have plenty of combo, just didn't draw it. Like, 1 grapple, and I think we drew 1 grapple. Yeah, 3 pieces of the puzzle, or no pieces of the puzzle, and only 1 glimmer. I think it's just kind of a weird draw. And we're not out of it yet. I do, however, think I just have to blow this up and then deal. I don't think I can just let this board happen. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, do I kill that thing now? I think so. I think if he's tapping things to use as Crypt Breaker, that's actually better for me, as it makes him take longer to kill me, in theory. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to say I got unlucky with double Radiant Flames, but I really did need some different velocity cards. I don't know. We'll have to... It's all a work in progress. Plus, we're only like one velocity card draw away from going off, sort of, with all this mana available. Like, we draw pieces of the puzzle. It'll probably lead to a Glimmer, will lead to a Pieces, etc. And then we might just win. Or we might draw a Rise from the Tides and just win. So, let's see. Nob Nob wants me to evaluate their Bant deck. No, I'm too busy playing this game to do that, so I'm sorry. But you're welcome to send it to me. You can DM it to me. I'll send you some initial thoughts or anything. What deck are you playing for the tourney? Yeah, check out the Duels wiki. It's up there. You can find it there. Okay, so Pulse. Pulse, pretty much all we can do here is grab a Drake. Is that what we do? Again, if they don't have the removal, I could just outrace them. And we know that they have Crypt Breaker, and I'm sure that it's another zombie. I just can't remember which zombie it is. And I haven't seen, like, all they've run is Dawn and Compelling Deterrence. So I think we just jam, and I have the Unsubstantiate, but I don't have the mana to use it. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll play it with Unsub, or do I just jam it? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, I can do that. I can do both. I don't know. I counted wrong the first time. Forgive me. All right, let's go. Swings for 12. 13 if we use this unsub on something. Never. How about I tell you, never. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Never. Now you miss. Are you running Handwear Garrison? Why would I run Handwear Garrison? I'm confused. Some people just put that in any deck with mountains. All right, we got just a Giralf in the house, so I'll fling that thing to death if he tries to, if he has another removal spell. And yay, that's not what I needed to draw at all, but let's do this. 2-turn clock. Hold this in case of the compelling deterrence number 3. Let's see. Did he hit a fleshbag marauder? That would be bad. Should have checked, really, before I did anything. I guess he can play the fan bearer, but if I get one hit in, this thing might be over if he doesn't gain life. He's going to start with the servant, so he does gain some life. Even then, he's got to gain more than one. Or if we draw any spell, we're in good shape. Here we go. I guess he can try to draw off that. And something's coming out of the yard. It's the Dread Wanderer. Could have just cast that for 1, right? Yeah. Why wouldn't you just cast that for 1? Ah, can't play it for him. He's going to try to draw a removal spell. He's got, I guess, Grasp or Deterrence mana up. He goes to 27. That could be a big deal. I guess that puts him back up to 28. Okay. Attack with just Giralf, right? I would. I mean, this is my whole game plan. Okay, I need a spell. Any spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So like Lord of the Accursed and I'm dead. I guess we make it happen. Alrighty. All I needed was a spell, but too much to ask. Alright, what do you got? probably a whole bunch more gain drain, but it won't matter unless he can kill me. So what's that give him? Now he gets doubles. He gets dubs. I just have to survive, though. Let's see, what's he got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If he has 2 1-drops, that's 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm not dead. Okay, bring it. He did not draw Lord of the Accursed. That was what I feared I'd have to fling my Drake at. All right, there's a card. I should cast this and see if he'll let it resolve, shouldn't I? Yeah, absolutely I should. But if it doesn't, or should I attack? If he has a way to mess up the attack, I can glimmer in response and maybe dispel it. No, I should attack first. All right, here we go. Does he have a Lord in hand from the Dawn earlier? He does not. He would have had to top deck it. Okay, he goes to 5. So Fling should be good here, but we do have to worry about what? Unsubstantiate, Dispel. So I will just try to draw those out. Nothing. Do I have the mana for that? Yeah, but no. I guess the only thing here is if he has one of those cards, I need the Dispel, so we'll try to draw it. We have double Fling, that doesn't do it. So still trying to hit Dispel just to make the Fling better. And we do not, so I guess that's not going to happen. So he's going to think I slow rolled the hell out of him, but I had a reason. Alright, got there. Why not double Fling? Because sacrificing is part of the cost. So I could only Fling once. I wouldn't have another creature to sacrifice. I'd need 2 Drakes to double Fling. I don't think I killed a Lord at all, Nighthawk. I really don't. Don't think I did. Yeah, we pulled through. We picked up our velocity at the last possible second, but we pulled through. Probably had, like, the one misplay there. I could have had a Harness Lightning still in my hand because of that compelling deterrence play. And the one thing I wish I'd done differently, well, yeah, that's the thing I wish I'd done differently. I am glad that we just kept putting Drake on the table. Our opponent did run out of removal, and it let us win in a place where otherwise I think we would have been run over by card advantage and the Horde. If you copy Fling with Geist Blast, what happens? I believe nothing, but because I don't think Fling adapts the number. I think if you copy Fling with Geist Blast, it'll ask you to sacrifice a creature probably, or just do nothing. I think the answer is nothing. I can get rid of you. That's no good. Okay. This one might get funky. Would be very nice to draw an Evolving Wilds. And, alright, your turn. I'll PM you a tuned list on NGA, but you're a boss to build this live. Well, thanks, I do what I can. Let's see. So should we pay for the copy? Rules quote on Geist Blast should be relevant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You won't catch me trying to do that anytime soon. Our opponent's giving us the Grixis control look. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna go for this. If he has Censor, I'll be very sad, but I think I just have to. Okay, telling time. Thanks for the heart attack, Matt Dillon. Although I believe this is he's either a tournament player or a viewer. So there's a grappling. That was close. Thought we weren't gonna hit for a second. All right, put a Fling in the graveyard, and this will be a red. Now that our opponent sees the fling in the graveyard, there's no reason to wait too much. Land go. I think this might be a Pulse Evolving Wilds turn. Yeah, it's like the only way I'm going to hit my land drop. Hitting land drops very important in the control match. So we'll go this route. And we'll go get another blue, because that's what we have the most casting cost of in our hand. Generally, our deck is full of easy to cast stuff anyway, once you have all three. Yeah, I don't know. I think a copied fling just does nothing is my concern. I feel like you could play that and nothing might happen. Dynavolt Tower, well, that's going to up the pressure on us to pull this off. Let's see, I'll just do this now. Leave open red. Our opponent can't counter it if I do it now. Don't need either of those. Okie dokie, the Dispel is welcome. Doesn't protect the Tide Zombies too well. Okay, the combo is here. But not even close to the right graveyard count. What do we got down there? Can I pulse land? Nope. I do feel like I have to keep hitting my land drops or something bad is gonna happen. I guess I might hit grapple off this. That's probably the best reason I can think of. Go for it. All right, let's tap like this. And it's gonna be Glimmer. I'm not going to dispel it. And we did hit the grapple. So, do I even want this Radiant Flames in my hand? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think I just want the grapple. So we'll just put that right in the yard so it pumps the Drake. And we will get back what? Should we get back the Craig? Should we get back the island? Should we get back the Evolving Wilds to thin? Can't think of an instant I'm afraid of. Right, I think I'll just get all the islands to make sure I have the mana to do all the things with them. He's gonna shoot me. Ice Blast copies damage. Now we're still talking about that. I don't know how I don't know how to settle that debate, so to speak, at all. He's gonna T-Hulk Glimmer while I'm tapped out. Thinks I have a counter, but he's tapping out. My opponent is tapping out. Ooh boy. Oh, if I pull an Expedite, we're good. Come on, Expedite. Where are you at, dog? That's all I need. I need the Expedite. Come on, right now. Ah. Okay. This card's a ribbons. You're not Expedite. Let's see, we can lightning that thing. Lightning Glimmer? Probably. I guess maybe I hit a land drop and something else. I don't know if I can get him to tap out again. I'm a little concerned. I mean, I could just run the combo, right? I can play Drake. When he goes to kill it, I can fling it. Then I can untap Pulse, but then I don't have the fling. So I need dubs. I can also play this, and then he has to deal with that. But I guarantee there's a sweeper up in there. $11. All right, yeah, I think we'll take the first route. Maybe hit a land drop, get some more interactions. These, I mean, these are great. They're velocity cards, so those are exactly what I want. And then we can drain this out. Away with you. And if he goes for like a fumarole to try to get us dead faster, then that's fine. We're basically avoiding the heck out of interaction. And just like last game would have been good for Tides, because I doubt that Zombies deck had a way to deal with all the tokens, this matchup is not good for Tides, as it's likely a 6-mana sorcery that just gets swept up by cards that otherwise wouldn't do anything. Okay, drew the land. Pieces? Probably pieces. Pieces. What you got? Got a glimmer. Okay, keep them coming. Keep them coming. Eventually I'm going to catch you. The way that you're tapping your mana. Do I need you? Am I just going to discard you anyway? That disciple, though. I guess this could catch a fumarole. So I'll take you. Your turn. Now maybe we'll drive him a little nuts with Disciple of the Ring, eh? Oh, time to get shocking. He's going on the burn plan. He's taking the burn plan to me. So I'm going to go ahead and see. I think I do that right now. I'll just get back the Disciple and gain that life. Make that burn plan a little harder. I think Disciple's even better at baiting out things like counterspells. Yep, Ob. Most people panic trying to deal with this, and it does usually cause a lot of chaos. And we have the Dispel to make sure it hits the board. So yeah, that's my plan. Let's see, I guess we need a blue and a red open. There we go, that'll do. Now he can ob this. Yeah, he can just ob it. That was silly. That was a silly play. What can we do about that? Nothing. Other than pulse it back and recast it. Yeah, that was silly, kids. Don't do that. Oh, well, he's gonna spend some cards, so thank God. Let's make him spend them. This makes Drake a little worse, doesn't it? Maybe the Disciple was a little unthought out, but whatever. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out together. We're learning. I guess second green's fine. We're learning. And this will also keep his ob from killing us anytime right away. Might be strictly a mistake, though. Cut! Make you pay. Unlicensed. You got it. Disciple down. Come on, expedite. This is why I ran 4 expedites in the last time I tried to build this deck, because there are times where the Drake combo is just right there waiting if you could double it. And they tap out. Ah, it's glorious. Alright, so he didn't use Ob to kill it. Weird. Now what? Yeah, I can't explain why he did what he did. So I can play this, he sweeps the board. But maybe he doesn't have one. There's always that chance. If I play this, he almost certainly has a removal spell. Then I fling, I do 13, but then he's not dead. How do I get all this stuff into the frickin' graveyard? And not lose to Obnick's Emblem. I guess I can let him work on his own life total a little bit. What else can I pulse? I can pulse a Drake and make him deal with it, and then I can respond when he goes to kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When he goes to kill it, I can bombard. That puts it up to 13, 14, 15, 16. Dispel would be 17, Fling would be 18, and if he uses Ob, he dies. Okay, seems good. So we need all the red mana open. Let's start over here. So I can just play this Drake now, and then I can just pulse it back instead of using the pulse right now. Is that right? Okay. Yep, go for it. Hungry Flames, okay. Cool. Harness Lightning. Well, that makes me less want to Galvanic Bombardment, but I need this in the graveyard. 14, 15, 16, 17. Yep. Should have left up the Aether Hub. So, little tapping thing. I used it for colorless, but I needed the red mana. So, little tapping mistake. I'm just going to do this now before he untaps. And he's going to shoot me again. Then we're going to gain 6. And on it goes. Ob will go up. He'll go to 17. This will be 15. This will be 16. This will be 17. And this will be the protection. There's the live fast, okay. Well, that helps. Thank you. I also don't think that he plays counterspells. I'm just, or maybe if he does, he has 2. And at this point, the spell should lock this up. Okay. So, no green necessary. 1 blue, 1 red. Yep, here we go. And we'll run this on. We'll run this gambit on end step. There's the harness lightning. Okay. How much does that deal? So I gotta, yeah, he can't counter. All right, so we'll dispel you. And he's at 15 now, so I didn't, because of live fast, I don't even need the bombardment. All right. Ta-da! No unsubstantiate. Yay. I probably could have played that a lot cleaner. I'm definitely out of practice on my combos. But we got there. That's the important part. We got there. One more for the road. It is 6:30. It's almost time for me to eat some dinner, hang out with my wife. This one takes some practice, I think. I probably had at least 4 misplays in that game. Takes a little learnings. Yeah, I just made this off the top of my head, so I don't have a deck list marked down for it anywhere. So, and it'll definitely change as I actually play some games. This is the first take, so I don't expect to write it anytime soon. But you can back up the video and watch me build it and take it from there. This is weird, but I think we'll take it on the play. That one of forest out here. This is a very weird hand. I can't wait to see what my opponent's up to. If it's anything aggressive, I'm gonna be really leaning on this glimmer. Well, there you go. There you go. I bet he exiles an Enigma Drake on the first try. I don't know. I didn't test this deck against Ingest. Houston, we may have a problem. All right, he's coming in hot. Probably need to play an 0-4 wall. And the land goes. I guess that's not the worst thing that could happen. There's a grapple, so hopefully he doesn't exile this. But this is probably a tides game. We can live long enough to make the tides happen. Hey, Reef Soul, nice. Way to go, dude. Just going full ham. And another land off the top. Weird. So what are we doing? Well, we're drawing second tides. That's pretty bad. I'll plan on glimmering and trying to find radiant flames. Or at least something. Gotta find a removal spell. I haven't drawn any harness lightnings or galvanic bombardments or flames in this one. Just dropping our life total straight to 0. And Midnight Oil. Oh, it's about to get spicy. I'm actually really happy to see that. It gives him more velocity in the long run, but right now it gives me time. So, do I have time to dig? I kind of just need both of these, right? Then I can grapple back the Drake, or grapple for land and tides, but I'm at 10? It's really bad. I don't know. I don't think I have... I need them, but I don't have time for them. It's really bizarre. It's a really bizarre spot. I think I have to hope that somehow I can... Oh, that's a good draw. Okay. What I really need to do is find an untapped land and not die. It's a mess. Let's leave these open like that. All messy. What you got? Reef Soul number 2. The classic 4 of Reef Soul spam. Maybe an Oblivion Strike. Yep, there it is. There it frickin' is. So... he's got no creatures in the yard, so I just have to go deal damage to you, sacrifice you. Should be 2. Nope, 1. Fail. Yep, doesn't check on the resolution. Silliness. Well, there you go. I don't think I had a good shot anyway, but I tried. And there goes my other fling. Holy cow, this game is so weird. Well, there's a pulse. He's not quite dead. Maybe he's getting better. Pulse grapple, find untapped land, pieces of the puzzle into radiant flames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. So I'm dead if he pumps right. Guess I should grapple first. There's nothing else I can really do. There's the land. Do we want to thin? Guess we should. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These are probably spots where the fogs are necessary. Alright, let's see if he plays anything or just pumps up his crawler. Me? Yeah, just go ham. Good call. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's still got it. Well, we were overdue for something like that. But I have to say, I'm not too upset. That was a pretty bad draw for that matchup. We didn't draw a single removal spell. It doesn't have to have fogs. Now, I can't go out like that. I promise you, if you're playing fog, it's probably because you haven't found the right card. I can like guarantee that. That's like true in the 20 plus years of Magic. Hopefully we get a rematch. I want to play that person again. I want to play against Midnight Oil. Oh, it's also fine if you disagree. That doesn't bother me. All right, we got a 38. Let's see if we can pick up a... And also, I'm playing this deck for the funds as well. I'm not a big fan of this deck idea in general either. I should be perfectly clear. Let's see. Pretty bad, but we have stall. We have velocity if we draw land. And all right, maybe we're up against vehicles. Oh boy. Hey, thank you. I needed that. This should be fun. Hopefully they're playing an aggressive deck, and we have our spells this time to deal with it. Okay, Mardu something. Maybe it's mid-range. That would be awesome. I think this deck loves the idea of non-blue, mid-range type stuff. Didn't have to spend that energy. That was stupid. Why did I do that? Too busy talking, I guess. This also just happens. I'm kind of at the end of my my day, so let's go with you two. Doubt I'll need that Radiant Flames. When I'm at the end of the day, I screw up a lot. It's just the way I roll. All right, here comes the garrison. Yippee. So then it turns into that kind of deck. Right on the spot. Alright. I guess you've got to die. I have an Evolving Wilds down there, right? Yeah, and some land. Yep, I'm good to grapple. What else you got? Here's some Pia Kirin. Maybe make me regret my Radiant Flames decisions. Oh, Ketra! Okay. Well, that's fine. We're probably a ways away from finding that too stressful. All land. So we'll take the one that's our primary colors. See what we milled. Pulse. I think I need more energy right this minute. Likely turn is Glimmer and bombard something. And then Tides? How we doing? We're doing just fine. We can slow roll these particular spells. Angel. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, he's definitely going to go wide. So let's just kill that now. Not risk the lagging out. We know he was going to make the tokens anyway. And let's Glimmer up. Nope. That was way too much land for my taste. Alright, Tides, the big problem is Declaration in Stone. And if I wait even one more turn, I can counter Declaration in Stone. Is that worth it? I don't have another win condition, and I'm out of velocity for the moment. So maybe that is worth it? But I just don't feel like I'm going to get that kind of time. Not with a double striking Oketra. Not with a Needle Spires. I think we just gotta say, if you got one of your two Declarations in Stone, so be it. Hold your breath. Or, in Jurassic Park terms, hold on to your butts. Can hit me for a big attack, that's for sure. Can hit me for 12. Nope, gonna go with the Garrison. That it? Okay. Alright, our zombies are alive. Let's see if we can take this one home. Now it's just a bit of a race. Hello. Alright, I'm 99% there's another bombardment down here, but let's make sure there is. There going to be a better use of this? No, I doubt it. Alright, send the crew. Chumpsies, cool. Down with that. And somebody mentioned Chandra in the chat, that Chandra was incoming. Let's take that off the table. And there's the concession. Alright, so what to say about this thing, about this weird deck? How good is it? Well, we never did a Drake fling for this full amount, right? So maybe it's supposed to be even more self-milly to get the combo to be the full heave. That just never happened. We had to get an attack in with it. If we're going to do that, I think we just need the expedites. There were multiple turns where if I had the expedite, it would have completely changed the way I could play the game. So I do think expedite is a great card for it, as you can basically cycle it on any creature the opponent has early on. But combined with Enigma Drake, it's like flings that are cheaper. So I do think I need those. I really do. What else? Disciple of the Ring, meh. Exiling your cards, not good. I always saw this as an alternative to when the Drake thing just isn't working out. But I think the better alternative is the Tides. So I think if you're in a game where the Tides is good, then you don't need the Drake. And if you're in a game probably against Control or something like that, the Drake is good and you don't need the Tides. So I think that's all you really need for wins, is one or the other. Neither of these saved the day, but we weren't in the right matchups for them anyhow. Kozilek's return, just because the games with like zombies or like curve out aggro, you just need something like this so badly. And maybe a third effect is the right way to go in this type of deck. Because if we were in black, I'd probably play all the Languish and Yahennis I could get, right? So, probably need that. So what don't we need? Maybe 4 expedites is more than maybe we can get away with 3. It's tough because I really want this. I always want it when I have a Drake, but it's pretty silly to play more than you have Drakes. But then again, no, it's not, right? Because then we can find it with cards like Grapple and such. So what did we move in? I mean, these are sort of combo pieces. Interesting. It's just interesting to try to think of the right way to go here. Now, I did try this in the past with 22 land. Maybe that's the right. Maybe that's something to try. I really like the Evolving Wilds. Maybe we don't need all the Aether Hubs as much as. Like, our energy theme is just about the Harness Lightning and the Glimmer, so that's all things that put energy in. The only thing we're using it for is the mana. So can we run this with 22 lands when we have, like, grapples and pulses? It does make it more likely that we'll hit with the pieces. The Glimmers can try to bridge our mana gap to Rise if we're playing a Rise game. The combo at its height is probably a 6-mana combo, so you play a Drake, you expedite a Drake, and you fling a Drake. It also takes 3 red. That's important to think about. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it on this one. All right. So yeah, I'll leave it here for the day. Maybe we'll come back and see if it's a contender another day. It probably needs a bit more work. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me for today. I hope you guys had a good time. Let's see what else is going on here on the internet. We dumped the deck list from today, the Black Grindy Zombies. That one's qualified. We put that in the feed. That's good to go. Let's see, is there anybody else here on Twitch doing stuff right now? Alright, so it looks like they've got, let's see, Brewer's Spark is playing some standard. That's probably good. They're always pretty fun. Got some competitive standard from Killian. We'll just go with the Brewer's Spark guys. They're pretty good. So I'll put them on. They're going to play some live standard magic for you, which you might find interesting. And I will see you guys around. Have a good evening. Later.